Welcome back to part 9 of Life Process chapter. In this video, we are going to deal with blood clotting and lymphatic system. First, about blood clotting. Multi-step process of blood clot formation to stop bleeding is called coagulation or blood clotting. Stages in blood clot formation. First stage, injury. A small tear in blood vessel wall causes bleeding. Second process is vessel constriction. To control blood flow loss, the blood vessels narrows. This limits blood flow. Third process is platelet plug formation. Blood platelets are activated when there is an injury. They stick to each other and this is known as platelet plug. This platelet plug releases thrombokinase enzyme. Thrombokinase converts prothrombin into thrombin. Thrombin is a blood clotting enzyme which converts fibrinogen into fibrin. Now, fibrinogen is a soluble protein which is produced by liver and it is found in the blood plasma. Fibrin is an insoluble protein which is formed from fibrinogen. Next step is fibrin clot. Fibrin which is produced along with the platelet plug come together to form fibrin clot. This helps to stop bleeding. Fibrin clot acts like a mesh. Vitamin K and calcium helps in blood clotting. Now moving on to the figure which shows blood clotting. Here clotting factor is written that clotting factor is thrombokinase which converts prothrombin into thrombin and this thrombin helps to convert fibrinogen into fibrin. Now see to the first diagram, it shows damaged blood vessels. In the second diagram, you can see the blood vessels are more narrow and the platelets are joined together to form the platelet plug. The third diagram, you can see the fibrin along with the platelet plug is combined to form the clot. Now next is about lymphatic system. Lymphatic system or lymphoid system is an organ system in vertebrates. It is a part of circulatory system and immune system. Lymphatic system is not a closed circulatory system. It consists of lymph, lymph glands and lymph vessels. First we will discuss about lymph. Blood containing oxygen and food flows from arteries into arterioles, then reaches capillaries under tremendous pressure. When blood enters capillaries, a clear fluid is forced out of the capillary walls. This clear fluid moves into the space between the body cells. This liquid is called tissue fluid or lymph. Now you can see in this diagram arterioles which is taking blood from the heart. Arterioles are branches of arteries. When blood flows through the arterioles into the capillary, some fluid is oozing out and this is the interstitial fluid or the tissue fluid or the lymph. Now the lymph will enter into the green colored lymphatic vessels and again it goes back to the venule which are the part of the veins, and this process that is moving out and entering back into the capillaries is done with the help of osmosis. Now lymph is similar to blood plasma. It is colorless or slightly yellowish in color. It does not have RBC and blood platelets. Lymph provides food and oxygen to the body cells. When cellular respiration is over, it takes carbon dioxide and waste products from the cell. Then it enters lymphatic vessels. These vessels joins veins and enter the blood circulatory system and reaches the heart. Now this shows flow of lymph. The arteries are taking blood to the capillaries. You can see the capillaries which is shown by a light blue color, and the tissues are also near to the capillaries. Fluid is coming out of the capillaries to the tissues, and from tissues this fluid is again entering into the lymphatic vessels. The lymphatic vessels will join the veins, which is shown by the dark blue color. So this is how flow of lymph takes place. So lymph provides food and oxygen to the tissues and take carbon dioxide and waste from the tissues. Next, about lymphatic vessels. The vessels which collect lymph is known as the lymphatic vessel. They are similar to veins and they have more valves compared to veins. Now about lymph vessels and lymph nodes. At intervals along the lymph vessels are structures called lymph nodes. These are the part of immune system. Next, about lymphoid organs. Lymphoid organs are of two types: primary lymphoid organ and secondary lymphoid organ. Primary lymphoid organ produce lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are a type of WBC which helps in immune mechanism. Examples of primary lymphoid organs are thymus and bone marrow. Now in this slide you can see thymus, where it is located, and bone marrow. Bone marrow is actually present inside the bone, where we have the stem cells which produces blood cells, red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. Lymphocytes. Lymphocytes, as I've explained before, is a type of WBC and they help in immune system. There are two types of lymphocyte, T cells and B cells. Bone marrow produces both T cell and B cell, but after they are produced, T cells moves to the thymus. Now in this diagram, the function of B cells and T cells is explained. B cells actually attack microorganisms or any other foreign particles outside the cell, while T cells help to fight against cells which are infected. Now about secondary lymphoid organs. Secondary lymphoid organs help to initiate immune response. The examples for lymphoid organs are spleen, lymph nodes, tonsils, appendix, and Peyer's patches. Spleen is an organ present in the upper left part of the stomach. Tonsils are lymph nodes located on each side of our throat. Appendix is present between long intestine and small intestine, and Peyer's patches are small masses of lymphatic tissue found throughout the ileum region of small intestine. So all these are examples for secondary lymphoid organs. Now, an overall look of circulatory system. Circulatory system is made up of blood circulatory system and lymphatic system, and these two are interconnected with each other. In this diagram you can see that from the capillaries the lymph vessels are being formed, and these lymph vessels join the veins, and again lymph enters the blood circulatory system and the circulation of blood continues. Now we have reached the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and in the next video I will discuss about closed and open circulatory system and warm-blooded and cold-blooded animals.